vlog. We planned a last-minute trip down to Niagara Falls, and it was about over 2 hours on the road to get there. I started filming the vlog as soon as we got to a area in the highway where we could finally start seeing the waters around us, and I thought it was really cool. Fair warning though, throughout the vlog you'll see that I'm a little new with the camera since I'm a little jittery. Do bear with me as I'm still getting used to vlogging. I haven't really taken videos of anything I've done before with the purpose of posting it, so this is super new to me. But yeah, this was close to when we were exiting the highway, and now this is the Whirlpool Arrow Ride. This was super last minute. We were driving past it and decided that it would be fun to go. The place was so nice and breezy compared to the summer heat we were experiencing. So we ended up staying in this little area where you can view the car go back and forth for some time. As you can see, I was also testing around the zoom and camera moving features. And there's a little tiny boat with a bunch of people on it, and it was zooming past us so fast. I kind of wish we also tried that, but I don't know if any of my family members wanted to since they were scared. But I thought it was fun, and I would definitely like to do it next time. But yeah, the lush greenery in contrast with the water was so gorgeous here. I really loved seeing how the water was moving, and the breeze in the region was so nice. We ended up booking for the ride tickets that would end up making us wait for about an hour and a half, so we decided to visit a park. I think it's actually a garden that's nearby. It also has a little butterfly conservatory, but we didn't have enough time to go around it. So we were just roaming around, taking in the nature and the gorgeous little flowers here. As we were walking around, I started to hear music and eventually come to the realization that there was a wedding going on. At the same time that we were there was this one area where people were trying to enter, but I guess because it was a private event, people were being denied entrance because not a lot of people knew that a wedding was going on, so that was a little funny to see. But yeah, we decided to avoid that area and just roam around the area surrounding it. This place not only had flowers, it also had a vegetable garden. That was very unexpected, but really cool to see. There was a little board in front of it that said that these were being taken care of students from a nearby university. So it's very interesting to see how they were being taken care of. There were people coming in and out and actually asking whether or not we were able to harvest these vegetables or not, but I'm pretty sure that that wasn't allowed, considering this was the hard work of actual students in the area. So this is just me taking in more of the garden and the foresty areas. It was so nice to be in the shade of the trees since it was so hot outside. I believe it was over 90 degrees out. And this little area reminded me of like just taking in the scene. It was so stunning. I really want to go back again just watching this video. I never thought that it was even possible to go on a ride like this near the falls, so I feel so incredibly lucky that I found out about this as we were there. This was such a nice opportunity to see the falls up close, along with the nature surrounding us. There were so many people on the car, though we were all just like pushing and shoving each other to make room for as many people as possible. And as you can see, there were other people recording in there, so that was nice to see that I wasn't the only one trying to capture memories from this trip. But yeah, it was so nice to see the water falls so close, and then now you'll see the boat below us waving back at us. That was so cute and funny. We were all waving back, and they were cheering and shouting out highs and hellos back to us. You'll see more throughout this ride. It was so cool to see the mountainous kind of areas near too. I don't think you really get to see that when you go to the actual falls area. It's just the waters there, so this was so nice to see. There you go, there's like another boat zooming past us. I'm gonna allow some silence along this video so I can share just how nice and ambient sounding nature was around us. It was so soothing and comforting to be around such a nice area. I wish it was possible to be around this area all the time. Very, very nice. And this was when we were getting close to the edge of one side before it took us back to where we started. And here we had to start moving in a circle so that the people on the other side got to see this main area of attraction that people usually want to see. The other area doesn't really have as much mountainous areas around it. It's mostly trees, as you can see. And you can also see that we're getting close back to where we started. There was a lot of commotion going on as we were trying to go around a circle. And it was kind of hectic. There was a group of people in front of us that were pretty stubborn about staying in one place. So the person conducting the car ride had to continue telling them to move. But now you can see that I moved to the other side, and it's so cool to see how the water moves into this area. I'm really missing this little excursion that we had on the road trip to there. I'm so glad we did it. And one of my family members was actually really scared to go, and they actually ended up really enjoying this part of the trip. And I knew it. I told them that they would like it. So, as you can see, you're now going closer back to the start. And we're going on to the next part of this vlog. We ended up going to Skylon Tower after having a little meal right beside it, and as we were going down to the washroom before our little elevator ride, we found that little vintage arcade area, and this is finally us going up the elevator. It was super cool to see the scene so far out instead of so close. The little bridge and the border. So scenic and nice to be around it. This is when we finally made it up to the tower. As you can see, up close. So much for making it